SignalView window Part 1. The SignalView window is used in all test pages including AMT sequencer, AMT distance, AMT differential, AMT current, and etc. In order to open this window, one can use the View menu, the SignalView option, or the toolbar SignalView icon. The output voltage and current signals as well as the status of the device binaries are shown in this window. In Setting tab, this window setting is performed. Right-clicks of SignalView window. In order to zoom in or out along horizontal axis, click on Zoom option and use Zoom in and Zoom out, respectively. Here, plus is used to zoom in. In addition, you can also use positive or negative keys on the keyboard or the scroller. In order to zoom along the vertical axis, hold down and roll the scroller. By holding this, you can zoom in on the voltage diagram of group A and along the y-axis. This can also be done by holding down the control key of the keyboard and using the positive and negative keys. Using Optimize option, the diagram display can be optimized. If the user intends to optimize the curves along horizontal axis, the Optimize X-axis option or the X shortcut keys of keyboard can be used. If one intends to optimize the curves along vertical axis, they should use the Optimize Y-axis option or the shortcut Y on the keyboard. If Optimize All option is selected, the whole curve is displayed within the specified time, and the diagrams are optimized in terms of both X and Y-axis. In the View option, you can zoom in on the given diagram along Y-axis. For example, the voltage diagram of A group is set on 100. Additionally, some values have been written beside the coefficients of this list that are used to apply changes using the keyboard buttons. Here, for example, it is observed that this diagram is shown along the y-axis, twice magnified using voltage A group diagram and by pressing 2 on the keyboard. In Signals option, the displayed signals are shown in the corresponding diagram. From this part, the user can hide the signal curve in the selected diagram by unchecking the desired signal. For example, here the VL1E signal is hidden in the diagram. Additionally, the user can also hide or show the signal in the diagram by holding down Shift key on the keyboard by clicking on the desired signal name. For example, by holding down Shift and clicking on the VL1E signal name, this signal can be added to a diagram. The bold option is used to make the signal displayed on the diagram thicker. For example, here by checking VL2E, it can be observed that its signal becomes bold. Moreover, the line next to the signal name becomes bold. By holding down Control key and clicking on the desired signal name, it can be displayed in bold state or the user can leave this state. For example, by holding down Control and clicking on VL2E signal name, the signal leaves the bold state. Remember that the options View, Signals, and Bold act differently for each diagram. For example, by right-clicking on the Group A voltage diagram and adjusting the view on 200%, it is observed that the height of the relevance voltage diagram increases by 200%, but the height of the current outputs of Group A diagram remains unchanged. Additionally, by right-clicking on the Group A voltage diagram and by opening Signal and Bold options, it can be seen that only Group A voltage signals are shown. So if the user wants to use the View, Signals, and Bold capabilities for current outputs of Group A, they should right-click on the current diagram of Group A to apply the required changes. In the diagram option, the list containing all signals exists and the given signal can be selected to be displayed in the signal view. Please consider that here the signals used in the test and enabled from hardware configuration can be selected. The Group A voltage outputs, Group A current outputs, and the device binaries have been selected by default to be displayed in the signal view. For further explanation, first go to hardware configuration to enable all voltage and current outputs of the device. Now, if the voltage all option is selected, all voltage outputs of Group A and B are shown in diagram. Moreover, if the current all option is selected, all current outputs of Group A and B are shown in a diagram. If the user wants to have each of the voltage and current outputs in a separate diagram, that signal should be enabled here by checking it. For example, the IL1 and IL2 signals are checked. It is observed that each of the IL1 and IL2 signals are displayed in separate diagrams. Additionally, if the user needs to display the current outputs of Group B in a diagram, the current Group B should be selected from this part. Each signal can be added or removed from this window in this way. If the user has made any changes in the way of displaying signal lines, hiding signals, adding or reducing signals, and etc. by clicking on Default View option, all settings in this window will be restored to default and the applied changes are removed.